before we started recording, I was like, Sydney, you are my lord.
Well,
of my
you said it
rings.
like this. Sydney, you are my lord of the ring.
Yep. Didn't have any better compliments for you, but in that phrase, there was so much love. Because I don't know why I'm like full of love. Just seeing you from a distance right now.
Oh, through the screen, dude. You have to imagine some nerds out there at their wedding did wedding vows where they were like, "And you are my lord of the ring, and you, my lordess of the ring."
The women being like, "I don't care," or whoever married the Lord of the Ring being like, "I don't know what they say, but my Lord of the Ring is not a bad man." Although, you know me, I'm obsessed with Sauron.
I know, you would go evil so quick.
I do. For him?
Yeah.
Not for him being portrayed in Peter Jackson's movies, but in the Rings of Power version.
The young
he's
one.
Very attractive.
The hot one.
The young one. The young one. Before he got scales or whatever. I don't know, man. For those of you who are just tuning in, as if this is live, they were here from the beginning. We're recording remotely today because I have a parasite, as I always do nowadays, and didn't want to get Sydney sick before her big travel month coming up.
Yeah, I'm traveling a lot. It's also we really needed to record because I'm traveling a lot, and we both have such busy schedules with work, and Ellie is like a rising comedian star, and she's always booked out. It's true. So we needed to do this. So we were like, let's do remote. And it's as soon as we logged in, it was like back to the old days, like back to, because Ellie and I met, we met like just a few months before COVID, like 2.
Yeah.
Before the city shut down. So we had started to become friends. I drove you home one time. It was so cute.
First time. You had like beers and were so sober. I mean, maybe this is a felony, so I shouldn't say it out loud. But
I think I had 2 beers over like a 4-hour period, so I was good. But Ellie was like, "You've been drinking. Is this okay?" Ellie was drunk, and she was like, "Is this okay?" And I was like, "Well, I'm more sober than you, and you can't drive, so."
Yeah. Speaking of, we went out and had beers after my comedy show this weekend. Do you know how hungover I was on a Saturday? I was dead.
No.
I was dead, and I had half a gin and gin.
You had.
I knew that they spiked it. I knew that they spiked it. You know, the couple. I don't think you saw them, but there was definitely a couple who tried to
I saw them.
me to their bed.
No, I saw them.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I could spot them a mile away. They kept staring at us.
Yeah. And I was like, what's going on? But I left my drink with them.
What?
Yeah, to like carry some other drinks to the table. And then when I came back, I'm just saying, I got very drunk from a gin.
Well, also you are 4 feet tall.
And also never drink anymore.
Yeah.
This was my first drink I had.
That was a great night. We had a really fun night.
I love that night. We went out with your future husband Xavier, your very good friend, and my new best friend Price.
Yes, yes.
And my neighbor Michelle and her best friend Jessie. And we, for some reason, I feel like the bits just kept coming.
We were giggling.
They're giggling, and we were like, it was like a weirdly synced group of people with very different life experiences. Like
totally.
Like Michelle's a mother of 2, so she and I everything that we ever do is bitch about being parents.
Yeah. No, she was on it. She was like, we were joking a lot about sex, but we had a lot of bits, a lot of bits about that.
Yeah, it tends to devolve into that.
It does with you.
But, no, I was not the protagonist. I'm sorry, protagonist.
I was not the protagonist of my own story.
I felt like no, but I think like we talked a lot about. I don't know, even remember now what we talked about, but I do remember being very hungover the next day. But Sydney came out and saw my comedy show that I think I bombed because I forgot half of my set, and let the audience know that I forgot half of my set, which is a great recovery.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
I know.
You were so funny, and you kept it under your 5 minutes. Like, some people went over, and you were like, okay, wrap it up.
You know what? They probably didn't go over. It just felt like they did because they sucked. That's That's usually what it is. Sometimes I find myself thinking, I'm like, man, isn't it 5 minutes over soon? But then I realize, no. It's just that
they're just doing terrible.
5 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
This is another thing I've also noticed, that people, when they use the bathroom, they're like, oh yeah, just give me 5 minutes, I'm going to use the bathroom. But like peeing takes 30 seconds. Washing your hands takes another 25 seconds, at least, actually, if you want to be healthy. And then that's it. So you're gone for like 1 minute. But people always assume a toilet visit is like 5 minutes.
But I don't know. You can also lose track of time so easily. I've been like, I'll get up and start this thing in 5 minutes, and I look back and I'm like, 20 minutes. Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, like today we were talking about when we were going to start recording, and I'm like, I just need to get off this quick insurance call.
Yeah, oxymoron, said no one ever. As soon as you said that, I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the store, get some milk. Yeah. Going to go drop off laundry.
Won't see her in a bit.
Won't see her ever again.
It's true though. That was a terrible call, but eventually I won. I won over. For European listeners, there's something called insurance companies,
and they're fucking evil.
You might have heard of a man who shot a CEO down, who was the boss of an insurance company. That's how angry people get at these people.
Insurance companies are insidious. They are insidious, and the CEOs of them. There's no way to be a good person at that level with that amount of power and money.
No.
Yeah. What is it? I always fucking forget the saying, and I believe it to my core, but it's power corrupts. What is it?
Absolutely. Absolute power corrupts.
Absolutely, yeah. And
I believe it to my core, but I never remember it.
But I never remember it. My goldfish brain.
I kind of want to create a character who's like super devout Christian, and every time he doesn't remember anything that's written in the Bible. I think the golden rule.
They're like, was it John?
Treat your neighbor like a peasant. No, wait, sorry, that's not the rule.
That's not it. To sell a fish to a man. No, that's not it. Teach a man to man. No? Oh, well, read your Bibles, everybody.
Sorry, I'm going to turn up. Sorry. Sometimes you get insane text messages, and you heard it again?
Don't look at it.
Sometimes you get like these insane notifications that are like, urgent, Ellinor, where's the money, or something like that, and you're like,
are you being blackmailed?
Yeah, if that's what I think, but then it's like, no, this is just a very good marketing scheme.
It's like all the Democratic texts I get. Sydney, if you don't answer this right now, someone with a gun will shoot it in the air and celebrate for the Democrats if you join us today and match our donation.
Sydney, I'm pregnant with expectation.
About your response to this poll. Yeah, good marketing scheme.
Yeah. So we are recording remotely. We'll see how this goes. Normally, obviously, we don't want to do this because we want to hang out and hug each other. And also, we have a beautiful set that got finished last week, and
and we're still we needed to. I was so excited. This is the one thing I'm bummed about too. We were going to go over. Ellie got more frames and things, and we were going to walk through and sort of figure out the gallery wall. But in due time. No stress. Yeah. Health is more important.
Health is more important, but specifically keeping contagion inside.
Especially with kids.
Quarantine.
Dude.
Yeah. I will say, though, for those who are curious about that wall, and also in general how I'm approaching this season, it's like a slow burn for me. Like the episodes are slightly shorter, but I mean like the actual episodes, like the stuff with without the band, this part. But I want to kind of we'll see what happens. But I am thinking all within due time. Is that exactly what you said?
Yeah.
That's not how's the exact quote? What within due?
In due time, people say.
Just within time. No.
Nope. Okay. I have so many questions about what's going on and where we left off.
Yeah, you and I had a coffee after the last episode, and you revealed to me that you had a little theory. Can you please? Okay, so let's do a fast recap.
Yeah.
You went to Sigtuna, which is, as we all know, the oldest city in Sweden. Famously, everyone knew this.
Yep.
And that's why it's famous.
Yep.
And you went there, super cute town, still exists, by the way. We should go there next time we're in Sweden.
We should.
And but you were invited there for a wedding, but also some weird stuff had been happening in town. Specifically, there's been nightmares. So these two gentlemen, they approached you at Castle Egerkrans, said like, hey, we would like to knock up... Oh, wait, actually, one of them knocked up the mayor's wife. Or wait, not mayor's wife. Wait, I'm butchering this story. Two men approached Castle Egerkrans, and the younger brother wants to marry the mayor's daughter. It was revealed that she is pregnant, and so it's important that, they get married sooner rather than later. However, cold feet is happening amongst the family of the bride because there's been some weird nightmares, like weird omens, and they are very Christian and uptight, which you discovered when you went there.
Weird Christian behavior was going on.
Yeah, very weird. Or actually standard.
Sure, yes.
Standard Christian behavior. But your Christian friend Olaf, who has been going through a lot, actually, in terms of characterization, he came with you, and you went to see you went to a lecture where a man, he was talking about electricity. And this seems like it's been happening in Sweden a lot in like the background, like electricity is being pushed out, and he's one of the engineers behind it. But that's sort of a side story for now. That's not really important to the imminent threat, or threat, who knows, whatever these things that are happening in this little town. But everyone else seems to be very excited about this wedding. Olaf and you, as you're trying to discover what's going on, you go for a little forest walk, trying to find Eva, I think I said in English, Eva, who's the girl to be married. But instead of finding her alone, you find her dancing in a glade with a beautiful naked man that you recognize being Nicholas,
yes,
the man who hired you to figure out what was going on. And it's a very private scene, but before you can approach them or anything, you see this dark figure watching them in the corner of the glade. But before we get back into it, I would love to hear your theory on what's going on.
Okay, so we talked after, and immediately I was like, okay, hot, naked, young, this hot youth, and everyone describes him in the town and stuff as like so handsome. Sort of like a model person, you see in real life where you're just like, whoa, you are not real. You're like meant to be in a magazine. I think that Nicholas is some sort of, mythological, maybe a Vaesen or adjacent creature. And it made me think of, I think it's in Celtic folklore, but the fiddler, where you can't stop dancing because of the music. You're like compelled to dance. It might be Irish folklore, it might be Italian folklore. I don't freaking know. Everybody has one. But
everybody got the fiddler.
Everybody's got a fiddler. I got a hot naked lad. But you said he was playing the fiddle, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that was my thought, that maybe that's going on. And then there's another Vaesen in the woods who like has beef with this Vaesen. Like this, there's like a weird thing going on that I'm so not involved in. I think it's like two Vaesen who are like vying for the same control of a person or an area or something. And these brothers moved into this town. They came in. So like maybe they're encroaching on another Vaesen's territory, hunting ground. I don't know. That was sort of my take.
Very, very well. The fiddler Vaesen that you're thinking of in Sweden is called the neck.
The neck?
The neck. It means necken, which means the nude man.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Did I nail it?
You might have. We'll have to see.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say anything more than that. But you're definitely not in the completely wrong end of things.
Okay.
But we shall see. Actually, what's going on? The more you figure it out, the dancing continues. And what do you do when you see this creature?
How far away is this sort of like dark, shadowy creature?
We would say it's on the other end. You would not be able to get there without making a scene.
Would I be able to walk around, like stay in the the trees and the shadows, and try to get closer to this thing?
Absolutely, but you might be discovered by the couple.
I turn to Olaf.
Olaf is mesmerized by the scene, so it's almost like you're waking him up from what's going on.
Olaf,
Yes.
are you all right?
Did you say anything?
Look across the glade. Do you see that?
And when you look back, the figure is gone.
No.
Nicholas stops playing the fiddle, and he walks up to Eva, and they start to kiss each other. He still hasn't noticed you. He lays her down, and you can see a visible bump. And he starts to cradle it gently, and then he continues to kiss her body.
Maybe we should leave.
Olaf nods. Definitely. The two of you can either head back stealthily, or you can continue to watch like weirdos.
I don't want to. I want to. What do I want to do? I want to figure out more about that other figure, but I think it's like this is too much. Like, this is weird. So I think she nods at Olaf, like, let's just head back the way we came. Also, not to get lost. I mean, they're wandering in the woods, so she's like, let's just go back, follow the same path.
Yeah. And as you go back, the sun is about to set. So it's getting darker and darker. And given everything, you don't feel necessarily comfortable lingering in this forest, even if it's clearly a love-making forest. Woo! You head back to your inn. Olaf looks like he's seen things that he is not quite sure how to process properly.
Yeah.
He frankly looks like he's seen a ghost. But he also looks at you and, almost embarrassed, he looks away every time, as if he's been watching porn with someone.
He's also so religious.
Yeah. Olaf, by the way, I did listen to episode 3 when we introduced Olaf. He has morphed into a very different man than than the man I introduced him. I think I said like he was Danish, but I introduced him in the first episode as Swedish, and he had like an American regular accent, and now he's turned into the weird Danish thing. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do with him.
Oh my god, poor Olaf.
I think I'm gonna poor Olaf.
I think when they get back to the inn, I think Eliza asks Olaf, do you want to talk about what we saw?
So, I did not see what you seem to have seen. I must say that there was something very seductive about that whole thing that happened. It's like I couldn't look away, even though I know I should have. It was a very private moment.
Of course. I mean, no one is judging you. We accidentally stumbled in on it.
Right, but why couldn't I? It was as if I wanted to join them. But not like that. Not in the way that I know it sounds like I'm saying. But that music. Have you ever heard something so beautiful?
I heard it. It was quite lovely, but I didn't seem to be affected in the way that you were. But perhaps it was because I saw something else. My mind was elsewhere. I couldn't focus on them. There was something watching them. It was dark. It was... I don't know. I have a feeling that Nicholas... Perhaps he's an invisible himself.
Then we must stop this wedding, don't you think? He needs to be... We need to banish him.
Is that what we do? I don't understand. If they're not hurting anyone, are there invisibles that... There are kinds that are not bad, right? That help, that... I mean, two people are in love, Olaf. I don't want to... I don't know.
It's getting late. Perhaps we should sleep on it. And perhaps we should talk to the brother. See if we can make sense out of this.
Of course.
And, well, obviously I don't want to doom an innocent man. But there could be anything, any sort of thing going on. Perhaps he has been possessed by something. Perhaps he himself is not what you claim he might be. Or perhaps you're right, and he is one of the Forsaken ones. It's clear that Olaf does not like Vaesen.
Yeah.
But he's not going to push it for now.
Let's...
Are you all right?
Of course, I'm fine.
All right. Would you like to have dinner with me, or shall we just go our separate ways for now?
I think I'd like some time alone to, as you said, rest and come back tomorrow with fresh eyes and a fresh mind.
Of course. And he looks relieved.
She's now insulted.
I think it would be good for me to cool off, if that makes sense. Oh, I mean, not cool off. Not that I was... sorry. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm just gonna go upstairs and jerk off now.
Good night.
He did not
slams the door.
But yeah, the two of you, if you want, unless you want to do something else, but otherwise you can go to your rooms.
Yeah, I mean, I it's the classic, like, I do research, but I'm like, she doesn't have access to, she's just going to go to bed. It's late. Yeah.
All right. So, at bedtime, you do your little routine. You fall asleep, haunted by these weird images from this weird day. And then a dream catches you. You're sitting back in Castle Egerkrans, and your sister, Daphne, she's sitting on a chair next to you, talking as she always does. But you do notice something different. She's clearly not alive. Her skin is pale. Eliza, do you know what I want to be when I grow up?
And quick question before I respond. Have I had these dreams before?
No.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But you do... Maybe not. I mean, it's up to you. Have you?
I don't know. Maybe not. Okay.
Eliza, do you know what I want to be when I grow up?
Daphne. What?
Eliza? I want to be just like you.
Daphne.
Yes, Eliza.
Oh, Daphne. And she goes to, like, hold her face.
Why are you crying, big sister?
I miss you.
But I'm here. I'm right here. I always will be here.
Daphne?
Yes.
Oh, are you happy?
Well, I was happy, but then Simon, he pushed me the other day. Eliza?
What?
Do you think I'll get married to a handsome man one day?
Oh, of course, Daphne.
Do you think you will get married to a handsome man one day?
If I'm lucky.
Why are you still crying? Makes me sad to see you sad.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daphne. I just, I haven't seen you in so long, and I didn't think I would ever see you again. I thought I would dream of you. I thought I would. I haven't been lucky enough to, and I wanted to always tell you that I was sorry.
Eliza.
Yes.
Perhaps it's not what's currently happening, but what may happen if... And then suddenly a wave crashes through the windows. This massive flood just pushing Daphne away with a terrible force, and you, boom, wake up.
She's like feeling her chest, her face. What time is it? Is it morning?
It's maybe, yeah, like 2 a.m. maybe. 2, 3 a.m. Definitely early on the side of the night.
She goes over to her window in her room in the inn and opens it up to get some cool night air. And then when she kind of gets a clearer head, she, not wanting to forget that, goes over to some of her papers and her journals, and writes that down. Just, it seems so odd. It's so, like, mature. It was just so strange, and she writes it down. Like, did she ever say that? Like, what does that mean? Yeah. And then eventually she, falls back asleep.
And give yourself an advantage, which means that you get 2 pluses on any roll in the future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The next day comes around. I'm not sure if you will able to fall back asleep. Usually I'm not nowadays when I have terrible nightmares.
Yeah, probably took me a little while. I'm probably pretty tired.
And as you come down, Olaf is sitting there, and he also looks very pale, as if he's had a pretty rough night.
Good morning.
Eliza, did you sleep well? He says, with a yawn. Almost like 2 on the nose, like, oh gosh, I'm so tired.
No. Did you?
No, I've had terrible nightmares.
Oh.
It seems like, I don't know, it's truly, I don't want to say that this village is cursed or anything, but if this is what they've been dealing with, then I can understand why they're worried.
Did you have any dreams similar to the family?
Well, they mentioned the flood, didn't they?
Yes.
It seems like, the thing is, I've been through things in my life, and I don't mean to bore you with any of the details of it, but I have a fear of water already, so I don't know if it's related to that, but it seems like a weird coincidence.
Huh. Hydrophobia? Do you have a fear of open water or all water?
It's not necessarily that I'm afraid of water as a concept. It's more like, I had a family once. My wife, she was wonderful, but she haunts my dreams from now and then. She drowned, you see. So that's why I don't really am a friend of water.
I'm terribly sorry.
I believe we all have gone through things that might not be the most joyful of experiences.
Of course. You mentioned I too had a nightmare. Well, not exactly, sort of. But there was a wave, and it woke me up. It ended the dream.
Yes, that's exactly. For me too, it's this wave that came out of nowhere, seemingly. And before that, they did say something, and when he says they, he looks extremely sad for a moment. Sorry. The people that haunts my dreams, they mentioned that this is yet to come. And I don't know.
That...
It feels ominous, I'm not gonna lie.
No, that... someone in my dream as well said... It's not about what's happening now, it's about what is to come. It's the same. But they didn't get to finish their thought. I didn't get to say goodbye.
Are you sure you want to give these beings a chance? I feel like it's hard for me to trust that there's anything good in them. I feel like all they do is make our lives terrible.
I don't know. I'm not a religious woman, Olaf, as you know. Apologies. But I don't feel I have the authority to make that decision for someone else. I don't know what you would do with your religious backing. I have no God to call upon. I only know what I know, and I don't have enough information yet. I can't condemn someone who I hardly know.
But what if they were a tool of Satan? I know you don't believe in the way that I do, but what if they were created for evil, to do evil? And we are just chess pieces in their way.
Well, then I suppose we do what we did at the inn, in the shed. We exercise or put to rest. Right?
I believe that is the best course of action, yes.
We need
to... You look terrible. We should have some coffee.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being honest. At least someone tells me. She looks around at every other person in the room who she didn't talk to. She definitely as they have coffee, she definitely suggests they talk to Christopher to try to get... she just wants more information. She feels... Yeah. So...
Yeah. Let's go and find the brother. I'll come with you.
Thank you.
And let's jump ahead. You're standing outside. You've been let in. Let's just jump ahead to the point where the pleasantries have just started.
Listen.
The confrontation begins right now.
Listen here, you son of a bitch. You're going to tell me what I want to know. I love when a GM's like, let's jump ahead, and immediately the players are like, so, how did you come to find yourself here? It's just like, jump ahead.
How did you enjoy the lecture?
I found it thrilling, excellent. I didn't think I would ever see him speak. It was wonderful.
And how about you, Olaf? You seemed confused. Olaf just shakes his head and just like mutters something. Right. What can I do for you?
Of course. There's no delicate way to say this. She looks around at like the servants and stuff, maybe kind of eyeing like, perhaps we talk in private.
He sends away his servants.
while on a walk yesterday, we happened to stumble across your brother.
Was he playing the fiddle?
Yes.
He's a very, very special boy. That fiddle is his most important possession. I've never met anyone who can play like he can.
Right. I wanted to ask about the fiddle.
Right.
Where's it from?
I actually do not know. And you hear a crack in the floorboards, and Nicholas is standing in the doorway.
Fuck. I didn't know he was home.
Elias, will you excuse us? Nicholas asks.
Oh, Elias is the brother's name.
Elias, yeah. I was like, who's Christopher?
Why did I say Christopher? You let me say Christopher like multiple times.
I was like, oh no, did I fuck that up?
No, I don't have my notes. Is
there a Christopher?
No, I don't think so. Now that you said Elias, I was like, oh yeah, that's his name. I don't have my notes because they're at Ellie's, and I was like going off of memory, and I'm like, Nicholas and Christopher, the two brothers.
There might be a Christopher somewhere, but I don't remember.
All right, here, we'll just edit in me saying Elias. I'll just give you a clean take of Elias, and I'm sure Ellie's going to edit this in later.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Elias. Elias. Elias? Okay, there we go. That should cover all our bases for future fuck-ups.
I'm sure I'll take the time.
I'm sure you will. You're gonna remember
especially
this.
Especially sync it with the video.
Yeah. Oh. Elias.
So Elias freezes and then gets up and says, "Of course," and he leaves you and Olaf with Nicholas.
Damn it. Nicholas.
Eliza?
Perhaps
Olaf? Or Mr. Clint? I forget his last name as well.
I think it is Clint or something.
Yeah. Miss Andrews. Miss Clint. Sorry, let me get a clean name.
He's doing a good job.
Yeah. Miss Andrews. Mr. Clint.
Nicholas, perhaps you could sit and talk with us. I hadn't realized you were home.
Of course. I heard everything you said to Elias.
So then this will be easy.
Yes.
Hopefully.
If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I want you to know, you don't have to be afraid of me. I mean you no harm.
Nicholas, where are you from?
That question might be a bit tricky to answer. I have lived for a very long time.
Right. You understand that people in town are having nightmares?
I do not understand why. I must say that this is not something that I've brought on. It is not my fault.
You may think that, Nicholas. You may not have ill intent, but there are repercussions by blending worlds, if you understand what I'm saying.
Surely you must understand what love is.
Of course I understand what love is.
All I know is that I love Eva. I have never known love like hers. And I've been so lonely. I know this is against the natural order, and I believe I may have angered someone on the other side, and I believe that might be what you've seen, what you've experienced.
Wait, hold on. You think you've angered someone?
Well, like you said, it's against what's proper, it's against the natural order.
Yes, but Nicholas, we don't have a fiddle. We don't have what you have. If you've angered something, Eva is in danger. Her family is in danger. Elias is in danger.
So you want me to abandon her?
I don't know. You wouldn't want to hurt those you love. And what if by your exact actions, no matter how hard you try, it will hurt those you love?
I swear I will protect her. I will be a good father. I will give up my other life for them. I don't believe anger and hatred should win.
No, of course not. And I didn't come here to call off the wedding and convince her family to, or anything like that. I'm happy for you and her, but there are things that will happen in the future. Due to this, I believe. And I saw something. Nicholas, I saw something in the woods. I saw you in the woods. I didn't mean to. I stumbled upon you with Olaf. But there was something dark watching you.
I believe I know what that might be. I understand now. I can... there is a ritual that will protect them. But will you keep my secret if I help you get rid of this?
Of course.
And then I will tell Eva, and I believe she should make the choice. If she wants to join me, you should let her join me.
I won't stop you or her. I just want to protect both of you, the baby, everyone.
Olaf suddenly makes an uncomfortable shift in his seats.
I turn to look at him.
He looks at you. Nicholas looks at Olaf. There's a weird stare down. Everyone's looking at everyone.
Yeah. Olaf?
On the topic of not mixing, or not playing with fire, and perhaps getting into things we don't know the consequences of, are you saying, Eliza, that we are gonna sacrifice a human girl to this being if he stops the creature that he brought on?
No. What sacrifice? No, there's a ritual, he said.
Well, a ritual to get rid of the being that he angered. Nicholas looks defeated and sad now.
Nicholas, what? You're not going to sacrifice someone?
Of course not, I would never. I just want to have a family, to be loved and to love.
Olaf, we have to at least try. And if it doesn't work, Nicholas has agreed that he will do what's right and leave the town.
Fine. I'm a man of my word, Olaf says. And Nicholas, he looks at you, Eliza. I'm not the only one who's different, I believe. You have secrets too, he says.
She doesn't break, doesn't react. She has met so many men in her career and life who try to hurt her with words and with things like this and to get a rise out of her. And she just looks at him. Of course, we all do. And she kind of smiles.
So perhaps we're not so different.
Perhaps. Time will tell whether or not you make the right decisions.
Tomorrow, the wedding shall happen. If these nightmares goes away. Is that correct?
I suppose.
And Eva accepts me?
Yes.
Very well, then. I shall see to it. By the way, are you both attending the wedding? You're more than welcome.
Thank you. Actually, I might have told a few people that I was performing at your wedding.
You are performing at my wedding. Interesting.
Apparently, a sonnet will be performed for you and your betrothed. And it would be my honor, Nicholas, now that we have agreed how to move forward.
That's lovely. I can't think of anything that would make me happier. I plan to play tomorrow, if after your sonnet.
She smiles. Are you sure that's a good idea?
Well, only if Eva wants to marry me, of course.
Nicholas?
Yes.
Are you sure that's a good idea? And she looks very serious.
I'll play it after. She said yes.
And Eliza still looks at him very sternly. Right.
What could possibly happen?
She looks at Olaf. Back at him. And kind of just shrugs, looking at him wildly like, oh, I don't know. Anything? Like, people are susceptible? Anything?
And he gives you a mysterious smile.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
And that night, neither of you have any nightmares.
Huh.
And that's the end of the episode.
Ooh, this
exciting.
This guy, I don't know.
I'm a little nervous for what's gonna happen.
Oh, don't say that. Oh, now I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, is this the right choice? I don't know.
No, but it's yeah, I agree. It's so terrifying because I don't fucking know. You've given me a lot to think of. Like,